rises in the north. The Red Devils are ready to pounce. But can the champions pull off the Italian job?
Why are you talking like that?
It's kind of upsetting, right?
Okay, well, I see what you're doing. So in that case, this weekend saw Leicester's very own fantastic Mr. Fox miss a penalty, which sent Liverpool into La La Land.
Nice.
And Tottenham, well, they're continuing to rely on Citizen Kane. The Roy story is yet to come to life as Crystal Palace continue to die hard.
I'm so impressed. Well, that must make us football's own Thelma and Louise. It's probably time we've got our foot on the gas.
Welcome to Studs Up.
Despite coming to you from South London's rooftop film club, today's show is all about video games, and one game in particular.
Yes, today we're going to be celebrating all things FIFA 18 with the latest edition of the world's favourite football game set to be released tomorrow.
We've got a free copy of the game up for grabs, so stay tuned for that. But first, here's a sneak peek at what we've got in store.
Give us a little rendition. That's it, break it down, my man. That's what I'm talking.
No, I don't feel like I've got slow. I actually feel like I've got fast, bro.
You've got Akinfenwa as the strongest man on the game. It doesn't make sense.
I'm Dele Alli, and you're watching Studs Up.
Featuring a future England captain, today is shaping up to be another Titanic show, as always. And it's been a blockbuster week in football too.
Man City stay top of the table after demolishing Crystal Palace 5-0. City have averaged 3.5 goals this Premier League season, whilst only conceding 2. Scary.
We wouldn't want to be in the Zapata household for Sunday lunch. Sampdoria striker Duvan scored from close range after his cousin Christian's shocking attempted clearance for Milan. Samp went on to win the game.
In Spain, Barcelona have now won all of their first 6 league games and leave title rivals Real Madrid trailing 7 points behind.
And in Turkey, on loan Spurs striker Vincent Janssen scored as Fenerbahce beat Besiktas and 5 players were sent off.
It's ridiculous. I can't quite believe it.
I know, 5 red cards.
No, I meant Janssen scoring.
Well, that as well. Anyway, off the pitch, we sent our very own James off the star-studded launch of FIFA 18 to see if he could score any Studs Up exclusives.
It's your boy James reporting from the FIFA 18 launch. Of course, it's full of ballers, celebs and VIPs, so let's go and check out who we can find. If you had to give yourself stats, though, what would you give? So let's say shooting, Ruben Loftus-Cheek.
Shooting. I would say, based on stats, I haven't scored much.
I'm happy with the 80, I will accept that. But my pace, 85, I'm definitely more than that.
My little brother as well, he's after my rating. He says I should have gone up after last season, so I don't know. Hopefully it's all right.
Defending. I would say average to good, so 70s.
My strength, 82. How am I 82?
I used to be quite good on it back in the day, and I don't even know if I'm on it anymore.
FIFA haven't rated my pace. I'm saying my pace in the 80s, high 80s.
You've got Akinfenwa as the strongest man on the game. It doesn't make sense.
I think there's a few gamers here that are better than me, but you know, it's a good event.
I'm decent, best at the club.
You're best in the club at most things, though.
Obviously.
I'm known to be the best, so I'm here to prove it.
Ruben Loftus-Cheek there looking pretty unimpressed with his stats. Rach, what would your best stat be?
My best attributes would be speed and endurance.
Oh, okay.
What would yours be?
I'm going to go with Akinfenwa's beast mode because you kind of need to be strong to cope with all those YouTube comments.
You do actually, I feel your pain. But anyway, right now it is time to give away this brand new copy of FIFA 18. All you have to do to win it is answer one simple question.
Tell us what the question is, Rach.
The question is, which English player is the top rated in the game?
So it's the English player with the best stats. Leave us your answer in the comments below, and I'm sorry, but you do have to be a UK resident to be considered.
We'll pick the winner at random and it will be announced at 5 PM on Friday on our Facebook page.
Now, players from outside the UK dominate our next VT. It's powered by Opta and brought to you by Goal and Shaw. This is part 1 of the Pressure Index.
Liverpool, Man City and Man United players all starring there in our Pressure Index preview, which is the perfect time for us just to stop and welcome our first guest, Arsenal presenter, Nicole Holliday. Welcome, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good, nice to have you.
Good to have you here. Now, I know you spend quite a lot of the time with the team.
I do.
What's the vibe, what's the mood like in camp at the moment?
Do you know what? At the moment, it's quite good. Obviously, you look surprised.
I do.
No, obviously at the start of the season, it wasn't the best. But that's going to happen when you're working anywhere, because obviously if you're not playing so well or your team's losing, you're not going to feel great in yourself. So it was a little bit of a funny atmosphere at the start. But obviously we've won our past few games, and I think we're on the up now, so it's quite good at the moment.
Off a little bit.
Yeah, no, it's fun.
Well, talking of pressure, I guess we'll have to go back to your manager, Arsene Wenger. Last season, there was a lot of pressure on him, and maybe a little bit at the beginning of the season. But would you say that's eased off now with their form of recent times?
Yeah, I think it's definitely turned round. I mean, yeah, we all know what it was like towards the end of last season. And yeah, like you said, there probably was a lot of pressure on him, but I think the run of results recently has definitely eased that pressure off a bit. And I think even amongst the fans, I think everyone's quite happy at the moment, she says. I'll probably get like a barrage of abuse after this.
Let's talking about, from an Arsenal perspective, who's starting to score a few goals is Lacazette.
Yeah.
Do you think he's the person who's finally going to take Arsenal to the level which Arsenal have been at, should be at potentially?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's going to be a star for us. He was really impressive in Monday's game. Obviously scored 2 goals. He favourited my tweet from that night.
I saw that. A tweet of himself.
It was of himself.
There we go, of course it was.
As you do, yeah.
What's his mood like? He seems up.
Yeah, I mean, I've actually not spoken to him yet. I just kind of watch him from afar. That sounds really creepy. But at Club Day the other day, I saw him doing some media stuff for Arsenal. And yeah, he's really nice. He seems really fun, happy. He's doing well. I think he's settled in well.
Stay with us, don't move. We're coming back to you in a moment. But first, we're going over to James, who met some Premier League superstars over at the launch of FIFA 18.
Dele Alli, here we are at the big FIFA launch for FIFA 18 here in London. Alex Iwobi, here we are, FIFA 18 launch. They're saying that it's the most realistic version of the game ever. Have you checked out your statistics?
No, not yet.
You haven't? Right, okay, I'm going to fill you in then. Here we go, right. So pace, 75, shooting 61, pace 78, shooting 84, passing 77, dribbling 84. What do you make of that? Is that realistic? Is that Dele Alli?
No, it's, I think they could have done a lot better, but they're improving.
Dribbling 83.
Oh, wow.
Defensive 28.
Jesus.
I'm a lot better at defending than they think.
By the way, do I have 5-star skill if I'm doing rainbow flick, by the way?
Well, I think you should.
Yeah, I should do. Okay, cool.
Okay, so Dele, now we are going to do some goal-scoring celebration charades. You've got to guess them. I'm going to give you a little taster of what they are. First one, football pundit now.
Alan Shearer.
Next up.
Pogba.
Got to get in the zone there. In a Michael Jackson.
Peter Crouch.
Yeah, damn right. Any of those you'd like to steal as celebrations for the rest of your career?
I like Crouch as Rover.
Yeah? No, you don't want to give us a little rendition? Pace. Who was better? Alex Iwobi from 2018 or Alex Iwobi from 2016? FIFA ratings.
Oh, well, duh, 2018.
I'm going to tell you, it's 2016 Alex Iwobi.
So I've got slower?
Well, apparently. I mean, can you let us in on that? What happened?
No, I don't feel like I've got slower. I actually felt like I got faster.
Because the EA people must have come in and said, so what's Alex saying? And they were like, oh, you know what, he maybe had a little bit too much jollof rice over the summer and stuff. And
I've been trying to avoid that, to be fair.
There you go.
Nah. Got slower.
Yeah, does that hurts, right? That one has gone down.
That one hurts.
Well, there we have it. The secret to maintaining pace is a layoff the jollof rice.
And talking of stats, we have the stat man himself joining us right now, Duncan Alexander.
Hello.
So good to have you.
Thank you.
Well, obviously we've been talking about FIFA 18 the whole show so far, and we want to know really, FIFA ratings, how true a resemblance are they to the actual players' qualities, would you say?
I would say they're reasonably close. I mean, obviously the amount of categories you have in FIFA is relatively small. It's stuff that people can understand, you know, pace, strength, power. In the real game, obviously, there's myriad stats, you know, 300-400 different types that clubs will look at, and they won't just look at, you know, if a player's fast or strong. They have to fit them into a team dynamic and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, roughly, they're pretty accurate, but obviously the real world, as is often the way, is a lot more complicated.
And Duncan, while we've got you here, something we heard that's come out recently, an Opta obviously powered thing, is the expected goals. Like, there's a new formula that you've come up with. It's just exciting.
XG, that's the official sign.
Wow. XG?
Yeah.
What does this
Even
mean?
more intrigued now. Explain what expected goals is, please.
A few people get confused by the name. I guess it's looking at the quality of chances that a team or player has. So we've obviously analysed, you know, hundreds of thousands of games. We've got, you know, over 1 million shots in our database. So you can look at how players have done historically from, you know, if you're 2 yards out in front of goal, you're pretty likely to score. You know, from a tight angle, a long way out, you're less likely to score. So you can then rate players or teams above or below the historical average. It's a good way of seeing players who are going, you know, who are playing better and why a player might be on a good streak.
And to see the disappointing ones as well.
Underachievers.
Exactly.
Expectation.
It's got quite good predictive qualities in the terms of if you see a team who, you know, like Crystal Palace this season.
Oh God, you had to mention them. Go on.
Apologies, but their expected goals is around nearly 8. They're 7th in the league. So they've got higher expected goals than Chelsea. So they've been creating quite good chances.
Just can't finish them.
For whatever reason, they haven't finished them. But, you know, over a whole season, that should, you know, even out. So obviously they're away at United this weekend, which isn't easy. But after that, it should start to get back.
But that's just going to frustrate Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
And, you know, what do they do then to actually turn those expected goals into actual goals?
Well,
it's not, you know, that just would frustrate me as a player if I knew I should have scored 6 or 7.
It's essentially putting a number around stuff that people have always known. So, you know, as a player, you might have gone, I should have done better in that game, or fans might have been like, well, we've lost the game, but we had really good chances. That's always been a conversation that fans have had. It's just now you can put a number on it. Yeah.
So going back to the FIFA 18 style stats, a question for both of you. If you could have any attribute, player attribute, what would you go for, Nicole?
So I'm going to say maybe my strength and physicality.
You'd go for that?
Yeah, that makes me sound like I've got massive ego, but it's because I've been pumping the iron.
Okay, Duncan?
I think, because I have to think about a lot of players and teams, so some sort of like easily navigatable player database would be good, wouldn't it? So having
like
to think.
A strong memory.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
we're
doing like superhero powers now.
Well, no, but like, you know, I can just type in.
I'll leave you to
I'm going to say it's a complete debate.
This is a game changer.
Always nice to hear from our guests, but it's now time for part 2 of the Pressure Index, powered by Opta and brought to you by Goal and Sure. Guys, you can carry on now.
Stop it.
got a very special version of the quiz for you today. It's a 6-pointer brought to you by Virgin Media. The man who usually writes the questions is Duncan Alexander, so we can't possibly let you answer them.
Yeah, that wouldn't work.
That wouldn't work at all. So we've swapped him with Rachel. Do you know the rules?
No.
Who has won more FA Cups? Arsene Wenger or Everton and Leeds combined?
How many have they won, do you know?
No. A lot.
I'm going to have to hurry you up here.
Let's go with Nicole.
Oh, God.
Arsene Wenger. Is that what you
Arsene Wenger. I just love my team so much.
You'd be right.
Okay, question 2. Tottenham go to Huddersfield this weekend. It's been a long time. It's a long time. The last time Tottenham won away at Huddersfield was a few weeks before what event? Roger Bannister breaking the 4-minute mile or the first zebra crossing? We're talking the early 1950s.
Early 1950s.
Oh, yeah, that's my era.
Any zebra crossing fan would know that.
Zebra crossing.
No.
Oh, no!
That's what happens when you haven't got a clue.
That was cruel.
Let's move on.
Damn it, sorry, I won't answer that.
That's okay.
What was the name of the last FA Cup final song Arsenal recorded back in 1998? So within our lifetime. So
1998.
I'll give you its multiple choice. Was the song entitled Hot Stuff or Liquid Football? I'm going to have to take your answer, ladies.
Hot Stuff.
Would be right. Well done. 2 points.
Wow.
Smashing this.
What a song.
All right. Question 4 is the real hot stuff. So, who has scored more goals in Premier League history? Players called Jamie, all players called Jamie, or Sergio Aguero?
Oh, players called Jamie.
Right. All players called Jamie.
And as additional clue, I think there's been 10 players called Jamie, from obviously Vardy, Redknapp, but then down to, you know, Jamie Fullerton is the hipster's choice.
Right. Should we go with Sergio? Our man Sergio.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Sergio Aguero is correct. By a mere 8 goals.
God, I'm such a good guesser.
How many overall then?
128 for Aguero and 120 for the Jamies.
So you're currently on 3 out of 4.
Who would have thought, hey?
Question number 5. Arsenal and which other side are the only English teams to get to a European Cup / European Champions League football, but never win the competition? Manchester City or Leeds?
I think Leeds have won a European Cup. So I'm going to go with Man City.
It's Leeds. Oh, heartbreaking. Leeds. We trick you.
Which is taller? Which is taller? Andy Carroll, Peter Crouch, and the World Cup trophy on top of each other, if you can imagine that. It's unlikely to actually happen, but, you know, you never know. Or a standard double-decker bus.
Well, I don't know how tall a standard double-decker bus is.
What are you going with? What are you thinking?
Well, if we want to move, let's go with the bus.
So you think that the bus would be taller?
No, smaller.
No. You think the bus would be smaller? I want to agree with you.
Crouch, Carroll and the trophy. Taller than a bus. Yes, I know.
Well, what's your
Good one. Nice try. Right, let's go with smaller. The bus is smaller.
The bus is smaller, Duncan. Let them out of their misery.
By 7 centimetres, the bus is taller. You've been defeated by a double-decker bus.
Despite all your attempts at measuring the unmeasurable,
all the buses the same height.
Apparently.
No, I disagree. I'm going to challenge you on this.
You're going to have to get Peter Crouch and Andy Carroll in the World Cup trophy.
I'll call him. I'll
on the municipal road.
But you know what's going to happen in a few years?
No appeal is available. You have lost that one. 3 points is not too bad.
I'm really sorry. You just blame me.
Ladies, despite your various appeals, Duncan's answer still stands. He knows what he's talking about. He's even written a book.
Oh yeah, I have. It's very good. You should definitely buy it. It's about history of football, particularly all 25 years of the Premier League, and anything you want to know, it's in there.
It says here, outside the box goes deep into the folds of the game. I'm going to keep this one. Thank you very much. I'm afraid that's all we've got time for.
And thank you so much for our guests, Duncan and Nicole, and to Dele Alli and Alex Iwobi, and we'll see you in 2 weeks' time.
Bye.
Oh, I was the only one that didn't win.